Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I am going to give my predictions for the upcoming Premier League season. Now, I want you to know I'm not that knowledgeable about the Premier League. I watch it every now and then. Like, I usually follow the results and stuff like that, and I sometimes watch the games as well. So I'm not that knowledgeable about Premier League. But I will say this, like most of the predictions here is going to be based on how they were performing and what their preseason is going like, if the statistics are available, and also what kind of stuff they have done in the transfer market. Those are the stuff that I'm basing my rankings on. And sometimes it's a little bit also about gut feelings. So yeah, I know a lot of these predictions are going to be wrong. And that's kind of the fun part of it. Because the more they are wrong, the more we can laugh at them at the end of the season when we come back and revisit this video. And don't worry, this time I am going to make a video about that, because I probably won't be busy the next time the Premier League season ends. Fingers crossed. So anyway, let's just stop wasting everyone's time and let's just get started with this. So in the 20th spot, I have, where is the cursor? I have Bournemouth. So I feel Bournemouth hasn't really done much in the transfer window, and I know they were in Premier League for quite a while before getting relegated in the first place, but I don't think they really have what it takes to properly succeed here, and I haven't seen any movement in the transfer market from them. So yeah, they are 20th for me. The next one, now I'm going to come out and say this straight away. I don't actually think Fulham are going to get relegated, let alone finish 19th. The reason why I don't think that is because, Fulham had a really good season in Championship. Like, even I ended up watching some of the games, so like they were that good. And more importantly, like Fulham, the reason why I'm putting them here is because of their reputation. Also, excuse my English, it's not that great. So the reason why I'm putting Fulham so low on the list is because of their reputation of just, sucking. Like, every time they get promoted and then they get relegated right the next season. So yeah, they got promoted again, they probably will be relegated again. I'm just going for a safe option here. Otherwise, I would probably put Fulham a little bit higher. Now, after that, I actually have Brentford. Now, yes, they did really well. Considering the fact that they just got promoted, they did really well last season. But, once again, as I said, I'm basing this on the transfer market activities. And they haven't really done much to convince me. So, right now, yeah, I don't know. They seem like the club that might get relegated. Now, once again, there might be other clubs who are in the relegation battle and other ones who actually might get relegated, but I just feel like it's more of a gut feeling really that Brentford is the one to get relegated next season. Now for the 17th position, I know Liverpool fans probably won't like to see this much, but Everton at 17th. And the reason why I'm putting them 17th is because I don't think they will get relegated, but I also don't think they are going to improve much this season. I don't know. It doesn't feel like they're really doing much with their squad. And also they pretty much lost their best striker, Richarlison. So yeah, they lost their best striker in Richarlison, and surely that will affect them further, and they haven't really signed a replacement yet. Now, I know the transfer window is still a long way off. The deadline for this transfer window is still to come. So a lot of things might change from here now when I'm making the video to the end of the transfer market and to the end of the season. Who knows? But right now, I don't think they are really going to improve upon what they did last season. So yeah, 17th for them. Now in 16th, I'm actually going to put Nottingham Forest. And while I'm at that, I am really hoping that they would do well. Because, they are one of the clubs who have really fallen. They have become the underdog, but also they have such a rich history. I mean, they have more Champions League titles, like not really Champions League, but they basically have more Champions League titles than Manchester City. So yeah, they absolutely should be in the Premier League. They should be high on the table, but of course things didn't turn out that way. And I'm really hoping that this club can, at least finish, in the lower end of the table and not get relegated, so that they can build on that and stay in the Premier League and eventually, go on to achieve great things again. So maybe that's a little bit of bias from my side, but I think they will finish 16th. Now at number 15, I have Southampton. Now, honestly, from what I saw from their transfer activity, they didn't really set the world on fire, but they did sign some really good talent. So I'm expecting them to actually do better than they did last season. Now, in my opinion, Nottingham Forest did a really good job as well of signing players, but I just feel like Southampton, usually they kind of punch above their weight, but also usually they have one game in the season where they lose like 9-0 or some shit. So I don't think they'll do too well, so I'm just gonna give them 15th. Now at 14th, I have Crystal Palace, and honestly, I'm not going to explain it too much. I just feel like they're going to be 14th. I don't know why. I don't feel like they will improve. I feel like they will actually get worse. I don't have a reason for this. Now at number 13, I have Leeds United. Now there's a reason why I'm putting Leeds much higher up. Now you might say that, yeah, they lost basically 2 of their best players, not just one. And one of those players actually ended up in my club. I am so happy about that. Rafinha, we beat Chelsea to him. So yeah, I am happy that we got Rafinha. But I also think they really reinvested that money very cleverly. They got Aronson. They got another, I don't remember the name. They got another player from Leipzig. They got Mark Roca from Bayern Munich. And yes, you could say, oh, Roca didn't really do well in Bayern Munich. But also, when Bayern Munich comes calling and buys a player from a side like Espanyol who got relegated, they know what they're doing. They are getting a talent for that amount. Now, yes, Roca didn't really succeed there, but I also think that was because he didn't get much playtime. Like, there were so many good players ahead in his position. So I feel like in Leeds now, he will actually get to show more of what he's capable of. And that might be a huge factor. Now, I feel like they have made some very clever signings that even though they have lost a lot of good players, or rather 2 good players, they have made good signings, and I feel like they will improve. Like last season, I was expecting more from Leeds, and they didn't really deliver on that. They almost got relegated. And in fact, there was a point in the season where I was actually hoping they would get relegated, because that meant we could get Rafinha for a lot cheaper. That didn't happen, because Rafinha scored, by the way. He scored the penalty that kept Leeds in the Premier League. So yeah, I am hoping better from them this season. Now at number 12, I have Wolverhampton Wanderers. So yeah, I am expecting a little bit worse from this season, but that's only because I feel like the other teams have made more improvements than them. Now they still have a good team, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to finish 12th. They might actually finish higher, but who knows, I don't know where they're going to finish. This is more of a gut feeling, really. And since they haven't really done anything in the transfer window so far, yeah, I feel like 12th is a good enough position. They might finish higher though. This is one of the teams that I'm expecting to, do better than what I'm expecting them. Now at number 11, I have Brighton, Hove, Albion. Brighton and Hove Albion. So Brighton, as normal people call it. Anyway, so I am not expecting much from Brighton. That should be fairly obvious. Like, yes, if I am not mistaken, they did finish higher. If I am not mistaken, yes, they did finish higher. Like, yes, they did finish higher the last time, but also they haven't really done much in this transfer window. And I feel like some of the teams that I'm going to discuss later, they have done better. So I think Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton at 11th seems nice. Now at number 10, I have Aston Villa. Now, if you look at Aston Villa's team, now I've been talking about what have they done in the transfer window. To be fair, Aston Villa hasn't really done much. So why am I predicting them to improve even more? Like, why am I expecting such a jump in their performance? That's because, well, they did get Coutinho for the entirety of last year, and now he's permanently there. He has left Barcelona. But also, they got a really good defender in Diego Carlos from Sevilla. And overall, I just feel like Gerrard has that team settled now. Like, he has that one season under his belt now, and I feel like he can move on and do better things. Now he understands the team better, the team understands him better. So, yeah, maybe. I mean, they almost spoiled Manchester City's party last season. Like, there was a time, like, I am the ultimate jinx. Like, I know Trey in Twitter is kind of known for his jinxes, but I am the ultimate jinx. Like, I know for a fact, Aston Villa, they were winning the game. Were they 2 goals up or were they 2-1 up? And at that point, I was like, yeah, it's done now. Manchester City, I surely Manchester City are not going to win from this point. It just depends on Liverpool now. Liverpool just need to score. Well, they did, but so did Manchester City. They scored 2 and they won the league. So, yeah, that was a dramatic last day. Like, Premier League titles before that point, like the last season and the season before that, they weren't that close. But last season, it got, like, really close and it was fun. So, yeah, and Aston Villa was somehow played their part in that drama. So, yeah, I'm expecting more from them this season. Alright, from Aston Villa in 10th, we move to 9th. And I think that's going to be Newcastle. Now, once again, with Newcastle, I have noticed something. They are trying to be a little clever with the transfer window. I was expecting them to splash some cash and be done with it. But they're not doing that. They're actually playing it safe, in my opinion. And I do think they are making significant improvements. Like, yes, their defense was a problem. Their defense was there. Considering where they were placed and considering the clubs that were around them, their defense was definitely a problem. And it seems like that's what they're targeting with their signings. So, yeah, I feel like Newcastle can improve. Alright, for the 8th position, I am going to say West Ham. Now, why am I putting them 8th? Well, it's because they qualified for Europe in the season prior to that, and they were playing in the Europa League, and they did lose a place. And this has been a problem with many teams. Like, they qualify for Europe after playing really well, and then they just can't maintain that level of performance. I feel like West Ham has done a really good job of maintaining their performance, but I do feel like they will just about slip outside the European zone. So yeah, I feel like West Ham this time just not that great. They are going to slip down. And for that position, for the 7th place in the Conference League, I'm going to say Leicester City. Leicester City, they have been outside Europe now, and I feel like this time they will just do that much better to get back there. So yeah, I feel like West Ham will slip a little bit because they are playing European football, and Leicester will have that advantage in my opinion. So Leicester will claw that position back from them. So yeah, Leicester at 7. Now at 6th, and this is actually where things get a little bit difficult for me. Like, I personally do not think Arsenal are going to finish 6th. I have very high hopes for them. I actually feel like they should have qualified for Champions League last season. It was entirely on them and they screwed up. And I feel like this season probably they will go ahead and qualify for Champions League. But also there's a rational side of me saying that, there is a reason why they missed out. Because over the season, they missed their chances. And I feel like that's once again going to happen. I personally think Arteta is still a good coach. And with, Gabriel Jesus coming to them, I feel like they're, making really good signings. Also, I think they got Zinchenko as well. So, yeah, they are making good signings. It is a fairly strong team. I don't know. Like, I am not getting that feeling from Arsenal that they are actually going to finish high this season. Because it happens every time. Like, you expect things from Arsenal and they just disappoint you. They are like Barcelona in that sense. And we'll get to Barcelona when I make the La Liga video. Alright, now moving to 5th. And for 5th, and here's my first really controversial one. I'm going to say Chelsea. Now I am going to elaborate on why I think Chelsea will not make it this season. Now, if you look at Chelsea, now you might say that yes, Chelsea still has a really good defense. I mean, they just signed Koulibaly. But they did lose Rudiger and they did lose Christensen in defense. And as much as you would like to say that, oh, they didn't really contribute that much and all that stuff, like I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans say, I mean, that has to be a blow. Even if Christensen is not, I think Rudiger is a bigger blow. So, yeah, no, get mad at Real Madrid, not at us. I mean, they are going to get mad at us either way. So, yeah, and after that, the whole transfer window saga that just happened, the whole fight between Barcelona and Chelsea, like, I actually feel bad for Chelsea in a way. Because every time Chelsea has a transfer target, Barcelona is like, nope, I'm going to take that. And run away with it. Like, it has been like a terrible transfer window for Chelsea. And that has to go play a little bit for their morale as well. Like, I still feel they are a very strong team and they could easily finish top 4. But I just feel like the other teams are going to go into this season a lot more positive minded than Chelsea will. Like, losing out, like, okay, with Rafinha, I can understand that he always had an agreement with Barca, but I'm pretty sure Koundé didn't. And right now, it's almost confirmed that he is joining Barca. So, yeah, they lost out on him, they lost out on Koundé. Barcelona might go for Azpilicueta after this. We got Christensen from them. So, yeah, it's really not a good season or really not a good transfer window for Chelsea. Now, maybe they'll turn it around because it's not like they don't have money. So, maybe they'll turn it around. Maybe they'll sign a few good players and maybe they will finish top 4. But I feel they might miss out on Champions League football next season. So, or the season after that. So, yeah, top 5 for them still. Now, in the 4th position, I'm going to say Tottenham. Now, to be fair, that squad honestly hasn't changed that much, if I'm being honest. Like, they did sign a backup striker in Richarlison. I'm saying backup striker, like Richarlison is a good striker in my opinion, but I'm saying backup because when you have Harry Kane, pretty much anything else you're going to sign is a backup. Like, unless you're signing like Lewandowski or some shit, yeah, anyone else is going to be backup to Harry Kane. Like, even then, like, even if, say, Tottenham had signed Lewandowski, I doubt Harry Kane would have had a very difficult time, maintaining his position. I mean, he's still the man in that team. So, and I feel like they have a genuine chance of improving. Of course, they signed our player, Clement Longley, on loan, which, by the way, thank you for doing that. And honestly, like, as much as I'm being sarcastic about Longley, I really hope he finds his form because when he is in form, when he has confidence, he can be one of the best centre-backs, like in any team. Like, when he was confident back in Barca, back when Valverde was still coaching, he was genuinely good. Like, to the point where we were saying, like, we actually ripped off Sevilla for the amount of transfer money we paid for him. But yeah, things did turn out that way. But I'm really hoping Conte can bring things out of him. So if that is the case, then they have a solid defender now. Like, they have another solid defender now. So yeah, I'm thinking this time they can get into the top 4 once again. And I know they are going to be playing in the Champions League, but I don't really expect much from them in the Champions League. I'm thinking maybe round of 16, quarterfinals at the most. I don't think they'll go past that point. So yeah, top 4 for them seems nice. Now, at 3rd, and this is another controversial one, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me on this, but Manchester United. Now, you might look at the team and say, hey, what's so great about Manchester United now? In the transfer window, all they got is Lisandro Martinez. They did get another youngster on their team, and even Ronaldo wants to leave the team now. Things aren't really looking good for Manchester United, and Barcelona is once again involved because it's very public at this point that they want Frenkie de Jong and Barcelona aren't selling him, or rather de Jong doesn't want to go to Manchester United. There are a lot of rumors and I am one to just not believe in rumors, but from what I am guessing of this situation, I think Frenkie de Jong doesn't want to go to Manchester United just yet because they are not playing in the Champions League. And ironically, I think that's one of the things that will actually motivate them to do better and get into those Champions League spots. Now look, I personally think Manchester United has a good team. Like, I always felt when I look at any of their starting 11, I always feel like, why on earth is this team outside the Champions League positions? You have quite possibly one of the best players to ever play the game, one of the best goal scorers ever in Ronaldo. Like, yes, he is not the player that he used to be, but he still is a great player. Like, even so many times the last season, he came at the last moment to score, like against Villarreal. He was their clutch player almost at times. And even without him, they have so many good players. They have Jadon Sancho, they have Marcus Rashford. Yes, a lot of people have been saying, oh, he's not really that good, but just be honest with yourself. He is a great player. Okay, he didn't have the best season last time around, but he's still a good player. And they have so many good players across the pitch. It doesn't make sense that they're drowning the way they are. Like, yes, Harry Maguire, their 80 million signing in defense didn't do well. Actually, that's putting it mildly. So they needed an improvement in defense. They got Lisandro Martinez. And their biggest signing so far, I have to say, is of course Erik ten Hag. They got Ajax's manager, and he knows a thing or two about teams playing great football. So, I am expecting them to do a lot better. I feel like they have a really good manager now. They have most of the signings that they need. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think they actually do need Frenkie de Jong. Like, he would be great in any team, and from that point of view, I can understand, him wanting Frenkie de Jong in his team, like Erik ten Hag wanting Frenkie de Jong. I can understand that he's a great player, but I don't really think Manchester United need him all that much. So yeah, even without him, I would say third. Like, even if Ronaldo leaves, I would still say Manchester United finishes third. I don't know, I have that feeling. So moving on from that feeling, now for the runners-up and the champions. So now there are two clubs remaining, and honestly that has been the case for quite a while now. It has always been Liverpool and it has always been Manchester City. These two have been going at it for the last 3 seasons almost. Like, last 4 seasons if I'm being honest. So yeah, they have been going at it for a while now, and they are still going to go at it. Only this time, I feel Manchester City is just going to fall short. Like, yes, I know they signed Haaland, and right now Haaland is probably the best number 9 in the world. Like, he's young, he has an excellent goal scoring record. Like, if he's on the pitch, he will score. He has that sort of a reputation. Like, I know Benzema has been really doing well for Real Madrid, and obviously Lewandowski is one of the best strikers in the world, and probably should have won the Ballon d'Or in 2020 and definitely in 2020 and maybe in 2021. He didn't. But even then, like, Haaland is an excellent signing for them. They have been missing that number 9 in their team, and they have been playing well even without that number 9. But I still feel like Haaland in that team can do great things. So, but even then, I feel like Manchester City is going to fall just short, because I expect that much more from Liverpool, and I feel like they this time are going to be the champions. Like, yes, they missed out on the title on the last day. Like, it was so close, and they were almost there as well. Like, Manchester City almost lost it on the day against Aston Villa, which I discussed earlier in the video. And they were almost there, but then Manchester City bounced back, scored 2 more, and they won the league. But this time, I feel Liverpool, in my opinion, they are just more balanced. For me, they are better all across the pitch. They're like slightly better all across the pitch, just like a tiny amount. Like, this is going to be a very close title battle, in my opinion. And maybe this time around, it will once again go to the final day. That's what I'm predicting anyway. Like, this is not going to be a straightforward title, and any one of these teams can win it. It's just my prediction that Liverpool will actually do it. So yeah, Liverpool for me, title champions, Manchester City runner-up, Manchester United and Tottenham finish the top 4. So all that said then, what do you guys think? What are your predictions? Do let me know down in the comments below if you're watching, which not a lot of people will do. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like that. I will make another video for La Liga, because that's the league I primarily watch, because I am a Barca fan. So yeah, so that's a video I will make. And other than that, I do plan on making FIFA content now on this channel. So maybe I'll do career mode stuff and all that. So if you want to watch all of that content, then stay tuned to my channel, and subscribe and like the video and all that, that stuff. You are on YouTube, this stuff. So anyway, do all that, and I will leave you guys in peace.